Welcome to Boise, Idaho for this critical SFL minor league matchup here between the Boise Mud Dogs and the Albuquerque Adams. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Colin Northup, alongside Mikey Ambroda. How you doing, Mikey?
Yeah, buddy. It's June 3rd, and let's all wish a happy and healthy birthday to you, Commissioner Irvine. And as we come down the stretch, the Boise Mud Dogs and Albuquerque Adams, they're neck and neck with records of 3-3. They're desperate for win number 4. Last week, Boise got beat up by the surging Madison Lynx, and the Adams dropped a tough 1 to Ottawa on the road. Today, they both look to turn it around. For Boise, can the top rusher Fox Highwind find room to run against the Adams' top rushing defense? The Fox produced 50 yards on 25 carries in his last game, and that won't get it done. On the opposite side for Albuquerque, running back Connor Weston's come alive. He's climbed up to number 2 in rushing and carried the Adams offense over the past 2 weeks. He'll need to keep it going. Does today decide the fate of these two teams' playoff hopes? We find out now. Colin Northrop, I'm ready to go. Let the show begin.
Albuquerque to kick off the Boise to start the game, and the venerable Taco Sicario to kick off. And we're underway from Boise. The turn up the middle of the field. Knocked down is Matt Ario at the 26-yard line, and we'll get a first look at Spencer Gordon and that league-leading rusher mentioned by Mikey, Fox Highwind.
Fox Highwind, he didn't have a very productive game. He didn't look like the number 1 rusher that last week. But today, if they want to keep their playoffs hope alive, they're going to need to get him involved early and often.
Single back formation, Highwind in the backfield. Spencer Gordon turns, gets to Highwind. He gets wrapped up for a loss of 2 yards on the play. Tackle made by number 57, Cole Finnegan for Albuquerque. Second down and 12. We'll introduce you to starters after this play. It's a 2nd and 12 from 24. In the shotgun is Gordon, has 2 men flanking him to either side, 3 wide receivers. Press coverage from the Adams. Gordon is back to throw for his first pass today. Fires down the field. Oh, double coverage. What a catch. What a catch by Ario to the 39 for a first down.
Spencer Gordon, he's not going to hold back. He threw it up. He's going to let his wide receivers make the play. And Matt Iorio, surrounded by 3 Adam defenders, makes a beautiful catch.
Bill Cherry in front of Highwind, the fullback. And the offset eye is Gordon is once again back to throw as an outcut is caught. Out of bounds is Mark Martin. No, they said he didn't catch it. He didn't have a foot in bounds. It'll be 2nd and 10 at the 39. And for this Albuquerque defense, Tina Begin, the defensive tackle, is one of the league's top sack leaders.
Tina Begin, I gotta like her. You gotta like her. She's from my home state, Rhode Island.
3 tight ends on the field for the Mud Dogs. Here's to get to Highwind, and Highwind slugs ahead for a pickup of 2 yards to the 41, setting up a 3rd and 8. Rhodes, Dayton Rhodes, the free safety, in on the tackles. And we get an early 3rd down situation here, Mike.
Yeah, this will be challenging for the Boise Mud Dogs. The Adams know that Highwind is their main power of offense. They're focusing on him. It brings up a long 3rd and 8.
Gordon, quick drop back, fire slant cut over the middle, knocked away. Beautifully on the play by Cameron Shaw, the defensive back, number 41. And it'll force the Mud Dog 3 and out here in the early going.
The Adams defense, Colin, they were in a dime package. It was a passing down for Boise, and great job by Cameron Shaw. He's out of Baltimore, Maryland. He knows what's at stake in week number 7.
This is Cameron Collier, the punter. He was signed in week 2. And it is high up in the air. fielded on the return, and the Adams will start the drive at their own 27. So starting quarterback this week for Albuquerque is Mike St. Green. He's thrown 3 touchdowns and 6 interceptions, but that's kind of misleading. He threw 5 in the opening game versus Lincoln, but in his last 2 starts, he's only thrown 1.
Yeah, the quarterback, Mike St. Green, he's done a better job as this season's gone along. 5 big interceptions in his first game, only 1 over the rest of the season, and he's done well.
He doesn't do well that time. He's wrapped up for a 6-yard loss all the way back to his own 20-yard line. Big number 75, Gary Barney, the defensive tackle, came in on the sack, setting up a 2nd and 16. Passing situation here for Albuquerque. Look for Eagle Mondavi and Michael Potter to be favorite targets here. Under center is St. Green. Turns, gives to West in his first carry today, and he loses 2 more yards. Back to the 19. Tackle made by number 91, A.K. Jones, the other defensive tackle.
Great job by the Boise front 4. Not sure what Jason Williams and offensive Ethan Kai have come out with their playbook today, but on a 3rd down and long, they better look to pass.
St. Green back to throw, has a clean pocket to throw to him, fires, and it's tipped up in the air and knocked away by number 58, Clay Jones, the inside linebacker playing coverage. 4th down.
Clay Jones, the inside linebacker, sitting right in the middle of the field. He did a nice job to knock that one down, and Mike St. Green's lucky he didn't throw interception number 7.
Pass intended for Eagle Mondavi, the team's leading wide receiver. And Ralph Bennington on for the punt. He stands inside his own 5-yard line. Matt Aorio back deep waiting for the return. Mud Dogs should get good field position. Snap, and the punt's away. High in the air, good hang time. Will land in the arms of Aorio, who carries it across the 50 to the Albuquerque 49. So with 8 minutes left, the Mud Dogs start their 2nd possession of the ball game, 1st and 10.
Beautiful job by the Mud Dogs defense in their first series on the field. Robert Garrett's got to be happy. They're starting off at the Albuquerque 49.
Here's Gordon under center. Has a couple tight ends in the formation. One receiver to either side. Here's to get a high one up the middle, but he goes nowhere. Tackled immediately on the play by big number 98 for Albuquerque, Mustafa Camus. 2nd down.
Great job by Mustafa Camus. They know that they're going to give it to Fox Highwind. That's the Boise Mud Dog strategy, and he met him at the line of scrimmage.
Again, they go 3 wide. Delaney Nash joining Fox Highwind and Spencer Gordon in the gun. 3 wide. Gordon takes a snap, fires over the middle. It's complete. This is good yardage up to the 44 to set up a 3rd and 5. Good tough catch by Mark Martin, number 16.
Yeah, that actually looked like Con. I think that might have been 16. Charlie Sweets ran out about 5 yards, cut it across the middle, and Spencer Gordon hit him right in the middle of the field. Nice pickup of 5.
Empty shotgun look. Trips to the top. Gordon under pressure. Lets it go down the field. Oh, Delaney Nash had the ball in his hand and he couldn't quite haul it in. It'll be a 4th and 5.
Great route by the tight end, Delaney Nash. Had Spencer Gordon put that one on the money, that was going for a TD.
Collier on for his 2nd punt. Should be able to flip the field here for Boise if they can get a good angle to this punt. Punt's in the air. Albuquerque will let this bounce. It'll bounce inside the 5, and they'll stop at the 4. Great job by the special teams to pin the Adams all the way back inside their own 10.
Cameron Collier, he doesn't get to see the field very much, but when he does, he's very effective. That punt was excellent. He's put it down on the 4, and Mike St. Green, it's going to be tough for him to start deep in his own end of the field.
Iggy Schwitt is the fullback in front of Connor Weston along with the reserve tight end. Here's to get to Weston. Third man through the hole, picks up 6 yards. Sets him up with a 2nd and 4, gives him a bit of breathing room, Mikey.
Fine job by that offensive line. They ran right up the middle behind center. Bam Centers and newly acquired just this week, tackle Hawk Huntington.
They go 2 tight ends to the same side. The single receiver, I believe, is Porter. St. Green changes the play. He drops back to throw, fires it out to Weston, and Weston spins. He picks up the first down. Tackle made on the play by number 27, Nick Rhodes for Boise.
Excellent job by Connor Western. He took the pass right outside, but better job by his tight end, TJ Punk. He sealed off the corner, moved the chains.
Now they flip the receiver to the bottom as again they go from the eye. And again, St. Green has to get rid of it before he's sacked. Incomplete. A.K. Jones is coming in a hurry.
He heard the footsteps of big A.K. Jones. That's what distracted him. The pass fell incomplete.
Second drive for Albuquerque. They are on their own 15. And so far, St. Green has had difficulty getting the offense moved. He sets up 3 wide receivers in an offset I formation, Weston the deep back. Quick drop again for St. Green. Fires shotgun over the middle. This time it's intercepted. Intercepted by Clay Jones, and you knew it was going to happen sooner rather than later, Mikey.
In the first series, Clay Jones knocked off a pass over the middle. That's what got Boise the ball back. But once again, the big inside linebacker out of Elgin, Illinois, he's been reading the eyes of Mike St. Green, and now he puts Boise in business from the 15. Nice interception.
2 receivers to the bottom. Here's the give to Highland, and he's stopped immediately in the backfield. Loss of 3. Coming in, flying into the picture was Roland Parrott, part of a solid linebacking core for Albuquerque.
Perfect read on the linebacker blitz. It was Roland Parrott, and he knocks down the Fox for a loss of 3.
Again, they go heavy. With Delaney Nash lined up as the third tight end on the wing. Here to get the Highland second man through, and Fox will get about a yard to the 17. Baker on the stop for Albuquerque.
It's been tough going for the Fox early on in this first quarter, but he picks up a couple. It's 3rd and 12 for the 17. I'll be surprised if they give it to him again. Spencer Gordon's going to look to throw.
Gordon out of the empty shotgun. Let's see where he goes this time. Fires over the middle. It's caught for a first down. It'll be 1st and goal. Matty Ario hangs on despite a wicked hit. And it'll be 1st and goal from the 1.
Matt Iorio coming across the middle. Gordon put it right on the money, and Ario hangs on. It's 1st and goal, Boise.
Mud Dogs break the huddle. Fox Highland is the single back. Bill Cherry is lined up as an H-back. It's set. Here's the good Highland, and he walks in for a 1-yard touchdown. And the Mud Dogs take advantage of a turnover and turn it into 6 points.
All of the Mud Dogs are on the sideline, patting Clay Jones on the back. He was the one that set that up, and Boise takes the lead 7-0 early on.
Sammy Steele on the try to PAT. I'd like to give some shout outs in the chat. Kentez Johnson, Ricky Thornton, Camp Commanded, Clayton Jones, Fox Highland, among many others. Thanks for joining us here on YouTube. The extra point is up and through. So with 4:17 left to go in this first quarter, Boise is in front of Albuquerque 7-0. And they've done it on the strength of their defense. Let's see if Albuquerque can regroup. As the kickoff from Steele is set. Carter Height, number 81, back to return. And he'll take the ball up the middle and he'll get knocked down at the 28. Where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Adams. We've had difficulty moving the ball early in this game, Mikey.
Turnovers are the key. The Adams need to protect the ball, especially here on the road. The Boise crowd's fired up. They're up 7-0 right now. They're going to have to keep it on the ground and let Western get rolling.
Twins to the bottom formation. Man in the slot is Potter. St. Green back to throw. As time fires down the middle. Oh, it's dropped and nearly intercepted. Nearly intercepted again by Clay Jones.
Great pass by Mike St. Green. He put it right in the hands of TJ Punk. You got to catch that one, young man. And he's lucky it wasn't interception number 2.
Looked like it was intended for Porter.
Porter, excuse me. Thank you, Colin. Check that.
Although Punk was in the neighborhood, to be fair. Shotgun formation.
Sometimes
4 wide receivers.
82 and 83 are tough to see.
Yes, especially with this neon green. But Weston gets the carry, picks up a yard. Gary Benny with his second tackle sets up a 3rd and 9. And for Albuquerque, they got to get something here because it looks like the momentum might get away from them.
The home team's fired up. They want to keep their playoff hopes alive. They're not going to give anything easy to St. Green in the Adams offense. 3rd and 9. Very difficult to manage.
St. Green back to throw, fires over the middle. Oh, I thought he had it in his hands, and Iko Mondavi drops it as it's knocked out of his hands at the last minute. Oh, man. That was so close to being a first down, but it'll lay a 3 and out instead.
Mike St. Green put that pass right in the breadbasket, but it looked like Clay Jones knocked that ball away. He came to play. He's got an interception, a pass deflection, and he knocked that one down. They'll get the ball back.
Punched the ball out at the very last possible minute. Another punt by Albuquerque. Ario will field this from his own 40. Oh, he got his clock cleaned real good as he gets knocked down at his own 34-yard line.
Excellent job by Iorio to hang on to that one. But right now, the Boise faithful, they're happy to see this game with 3.5 minutes left to go in the first quarter. They're up by 7. They've got good field position. They want to keep it going.
Martin split tight to the formation. Gordon back to throw. Has to get rid of this in a hurry. It does to Bill Cherry, but he'll lose 3 yards on the play. No, that was Martin rather. He lost 3 yards coming back for his quarterback. 2nd and 13.
Fantastic pressure by the front 4 of the Adams. The pocket was collapsing. Gordon had to get rid of it really quick. And Martin's momentum took him backwards. It's 2nd and 13.
Now they spread him out a little bit more. They go 3 wide. Press coverage from Albuquerque. They're showing a blitz. Gordon surveys the team, takes a quick drop back, fires slant cut over the middle. Delaney Nash hangs onto the pass and sets them up at their own 38, 3rd down and 5.
Colin, I think the Boise Mud Dogs might have the key to success. Pound it with Fox High Wind, and when they look to pass, let Gordon get it out quickly. That was a nice strike to the tight end, Delaney Nash. It brings up 3rd and 5.
They haven't converted a 3rd down yet. Gordon fires over the middle and it's caught. First down to the 43-yard line, and already Spencer Gordon is 6 of 9 for 59 yards. Looks like that was Martin on the reception. Yes, it was.
Great job by Martin. He knew where the first down marker was. He ran out about 12 yards, cut it as a post right down the middle of the field, and Gordon hit him with a dime.
They line up with 3 tight ends, including the fullback Bill Cherry. Gordon will go down for a 3-yard loss. Sacked in the backfield by the Albuquerque front 7, number 58, Mike Baker.
Mike Baker shows you how big and strong he is. Tackle Butch Menor couldn't handle his power, and he met Gordon in the backfield for a sack.
4 wide receivers in the gun on 2nd and 13. Here to get the Highwind on a gun run play, and it works. Gets him up to the 40 to set up a 3rd and 7.
Nice play call by Boise on the delayed handoff, a little draw, and Fox Highwind picks up 6. From the 40, it's 3rd and 7 of Albuquerque.
Over the ball is Gene Bensnetty, who was signed in week 6. Gordon takes the snap from him, fires it over the middle. Oh, diving attempt made by Charlie Sweets, but just out of his reach. Boise forced once again to punt.
Good job by the Adams. They gave up a little yardage, but it looks like they'll get the ball back. Not sure if this is too deep for the kicker, Sammy Steele, but it would bring up about a 57-yarder. They're going to punt.
They're going to play the field position again. They trust their defense. They already got 1 turnover as Collier kicks it away high in the air. They're going to let this go, but this time it bounces into the end zone for a touchback. Ball will come out to the 20 with 1:09 left to go in the first. Mike, you've called these teams over the course of the year. Do you remember the offense is struggling this badly?
That's a great question, Colin. And to answer your question very simply put, no, I do not. Both of these teams usually are more effective on offense, but in a game of this nature, everything's on the line. This is when the defenses start to tighten up.
Split back formation. Here's to get a Weston up the middle, and he picks up 4 yards on the run. 2nd and 6. Weston now up to 10 yards. Fox Highwind, he does have 4 yards, but the 1-yard touchdown run has given Boise the early lead.
The only statistic that matters in this game are the numbers on the scoreboard. So if you're ahead, that's what you're looking for.
Here's to give up the middle to Weston. He surges ahead. Now they're going to give him a yard. Tackle made by number 55, Digger Graves. And for Weston, that's now 10 yards on 5 carries. Albuquerque is 0 for 2 on 3rd down so far. This will be the 15th overall offensive play for the Adams. Mike St. Green in the empty backfield look. Has everybody spread out. Quick drop back. Fire slant on over the middle. This time it is caught for a 1st down up to the 35. And that is the man, TJ Punk, number 83, the tight end.
Great job by TJ Punk. He came off the line, jammed the linebacker, and then ran out 5 yards. St. Green hit him with a dart. They pick up the 1st down. They'll keep possession, keep moving the chain.
7-0 Boise in front of Albuquerque in the 1st quarter. You're watching the SFL Minor League on YouTube. Hey, look at the numbers for St. Green. 14 passing yards and just 1 pick. He's 2 for 7. He's back to throw again, throws it out to Weston, and Weston will race ahead for a pickup of 6 yards. 2nd and 4 at their own 41 is Albuquerque. Weston a little bit slow to get up, but he looks like he's okay.
Decent play call by the Adams. They know Boise's protecting the middle of the field. That's where the last 2 runs, that's where the 2 last passes have gone. They flip it out to Weston. He picks up 6 on 1st down. Good job, Adams.
And the slot is Mundop. Here's to get to Weston, and Weston will lose a yard back to the 39. Still sets him up at the 3rd and 5. And I tell you, Gary Marks, along with Clay Jones, combining for the tackle there.
These linebackers have looked fantastic through 1 quarter. Colin, look for more big plays from Clay Jones and linebacker Gary Marks. Good tackle on Weston there.
And they give it to Weston again on 3rd and 5, and he's stopped for an additional loss of yardage. A.K. Jones again.
A.K. Jones looked more like AK-47, and he brought down he brought down Connor Weston for a loss. He looked like he got shot.
Here's another punt by Albuquerque. Yeah, both these defenses have been stingy, to say the least, so far. As Aorio will return this punt, gets a nice juke move, tries to break a tackle and get knocked down at his own 37.
Amazing job by the Mud Dogs to get the ball back, Colin. They've limited Connor Western 6 yards on 7 carries. That's less than a yard per carry.
Here's Spencer Gordon walking up under center. He's got 2 receivers to the top. Press coverage from Albuquerque. Again, they go with a sprint draw up the middle of Highland, but it'll get stopped at the line of scrimmage in a big way by number 54, Carson Miller, the inside backer.
Once again, the delayed handoff to Fox Highland, trying to get those linebackers moving backwards. But big Carson Miller wasn't fooled, and he blasted Highland at the line of scrimmage.
Empty shotgun formation for Gordon. Takes a snap, has a clean pocket to throw them, fires downfield. Oh, knocked away beautifully by the cornerback out there, Chris Stash, number 24. First time we called his name today.
Great read by Chris Stash. He knew Gordon was looking deep. He jumped the route, was able to get his hand up, and he deflected that pass away.
Ethan Kai and Joshua Williams talking over play calling discrepancies in the chat, they feel, as Spencer Gordon lines up in the shotgun for this 3rd and 10 situation. Ball on 37 of the Mad Dog. Gordon back to throw, fires a quick outcut, turns up the field as Martin, but only 2 yards short of the mark. He tried to spin back inside, but he stepped out of bounds.
Nice job by Gordon to get the ball out to Martin. They had the right play call. Martin looked to spin to pick up the first down, and unfortunately his toe fell out of bounds. It'll bring up 4th and 2.
It's just a fraction of inches here in the game of SFL minor league football. Collier on for another punt. Returned by Height. He'll get knocked back at his own 20.
Let's see what the Adams can do on this possession. They haven't been able to get anything going on the ground. Mike St. Green's already been picked off once. He's had a couple of passes deflected. He's only been 3 for 8. But he's got to get his receivers, Height, Potter, and Mondavi, into this game.
Oh, so far, only Punk and Weston with receptions from St. Green. Here's the get to Weston up the middle, and Connor Weston will pick up 3 yards. Tackle made by Thomas Smith, the free safety.
Good job by Weston to pick up 3. He followed his blockers right behind Honk Huntington. He's 6'3", 275. He did a nice job to clear out the hole, and it brings up 2nd and 7.
I formation. St. Green again out to Weston, and Weston this time, they were all over that one as Boise. And you see the numbers there for St. Green. He's really struggled to find any kind of rhythm.
Both of these quarterbacks right now, their numbers look anemic. They're going to have to take a shot in the arm, go back, drink some Gatorade, do something. These offenses need to wake up.
They go 4 wide receivers, medium drop back for St. Green, fires a slant cut, but it'll be a yard short of first down. It was the right formation, almost had the right play. Reception made by number 14, I believe it was, but he stopped just a yard in front of the sticks, needed to go at least 1 yard further to pick up the first down.
4th and 1, it'll bring up another punting situation. And I'm not sure, Colin. We're going to have to check with Commissioner Irvine and our statistician, Stephen Hacker. What's the record for most punts in an SFL game? We're already up to 8.
Benjamin gets it out of the way. And they already will turn it up to the 35. So we have 6:43 to go in the second quarter.
Both of these defenses have come to the play today. They both really look great. But I question, is it the strength of the defense or the weakness of the offense?
It'll be interesting to see if the trends continue. Here's the give on the counter to Fox Highwind. His best run of the day, picks up 4 yards. It will be 2nd and 6. Good looking counterplay there, Mikey.
Nice job by Highwind to make something positive. He got hit behind the line, dragged the defensive end. He picked up 4. He's got 9 yards on 9 carries. The only thing saving his stat line is that 1 touchdown.
Highwind is the single back. They have 2 wide receivers to the bottom of your picture. Again, they go with the spread draw. But this time they'll lose a yard, setting up a 3rd and 6. Tina Begin coming in to make the tackle.
When you have the number 1 rusher in Fox Highwind on the Mud Dogs and the number 2 rusher in Connor Weston, both of these teams, all they're doing is looking in the backfield, and that's exactly what they've come to do today, stop both running backs.
Again, on 3rd and 6 they go. In cut over the middle of Martin is complete, but only 3 yards short of the mark. Right idea to go to your top receiver. He's just way short of the sticks.
Right idea, yes, but just not enough. When you need 6 yards and you only pick up 3, that's not going to get it done.
Scott Stover of Ottawa saying they had 15 3-and-outs against Annapolis when they played. So that's a number to keep an eye on. It's the return will go up to the 24. And Albuquerque continues to search for offense. 1st and 10 on the 24.
Just for fun, Colin, I'm going to keep track of the number of punts in this game. That last one brought us up to number 9. Both teams are struggling offensively.
Connor Weston takes the pass from Mike St. Green, has some good blocks, and there goes Connor Weston all the way to the Mud Dog 48-yard line where he gets knocked out of bounds. What a play on just an innocent little swing pass.
Great job by Connor Weston. It was the right play call. Boise's all over, selling out on the run. They flip it out to Weston, and he gets a beautiful gain out of the backfield. He picked up 28, the biggest play of today's game.
According to Mark Lopez, the longest, Mark Lopez and Stephen Hacker, the longest drive for any team has been 7 plays. According to Stephen Hacker, there have been 6 3-and-outs so far. Weston gets the carry, spins inside, picks up 3 yards. I'm surprised he had enough juice left in the tank after that big reception to pick up those yards, Mike.
Connor Weston, he's looked great the last 2 weeks. As I mentioned, 2 weeks ago, he ranked number 6 in rushing. He's all the way up to number 2. They've been giving them the ball, and he's been doing the most with his opportunity. He picks up 3.
Here's trap play give to Weston, and he's stopped in the backfield. Looks like he's a little gassed at the moment. Clay Jones right there in the hole to meet him.
They know that Connor Weston's the focus of this Adams offense. Clay Jones along with strong safety Nick Rhodes. They come up, they meet him at the line. No gain for Weston.
Albuquerque 1 for 5 on 3rd down. Can they pick up their second 3rd down conversion of the game? Slant over the middle, knocked away. Real tight coverage. Pass intended for a reserve for Albuquerque. Mackenzie Traeger. And another punt for the Adams. It's now 7-3 now.
We're up to 10 punts on the game. We still have 3 minutes and 48 seconds left to go. Rarely used Mackenzie Traeger. Not sure why he was in the game, but St. Green tried to hit him over the middle, and he just couldn't hang on.
They let the punt go, and it'll bounce inside the 5 to the 3. So the Adams do what the Mud Dogs did to them earlier and pin him back inside the 5 as Saunders will grab the punt there.
Punter Ralph Bennington says, Cameron Collier, anything you can do, I can do better. And he pins Boise back on their 3. Great punt by Bennington.
Now this is the get out of trouble area. They line up with a couple tight ends and a fullback, Bill Cherry, on the line. Here's the give on the stretch play to Highwind. Tries to break that first tackle, but will only pick up a yard.
Nice job by Ricky Thornton out of L.A. He read it perfectly, came in from his corner position. Check that, Con. Back up cornerback Earl Garland came in on the cornerback blitz, and he nailed Highwind.
Mike Baker says Pat McAfee would be proud and uses the catchphrase for the brand as Highwind gets another carry out of the same formation. This time he manages to pick up 4 yards, and he's now up to 12 as both of these running backs. As Mike said, the top 2 rushers coming in, and it's clear both of these defenses are making the quarterbacks the vocal point by taking away the tailbacks. 3rd and 5, Gordon, audibles, with a quick drop back, outcut, knocked away. Pass intended for Charlie Sweets. Pass knocked away by Chad Nevels, the strong safety, and Collier on for another punt. His legs got to be getting tired.
Dangerous pass by Spencer Gordon on 3rd down. He was looking for the quick out pattern, and Chad Neville's got his hand up. If he was able to bring that one down, that was an awesome pick 6 opportunity. Good thing for Boise, he didn't catch that one.
Collier kicks it away. This will be close to 4 seconds of hang time, but Albuquerque gets primo field position at the Mud Dog 35. You got to take advantage of this if you're Albuquerque for sure.
Great job by the Adams defense. They know both offenses. They're having big time trouble on moving the ball. It's all about field position. And right now, Boise on the 35, they have to come away with points on this drive.
So far, the momentum meter has been stuck at neutral for a while. As St. Green goes out to Weston, and Weston will pick up 3 yards. Gets them on the edge of what would be makeable field goal range. St. Green up to 15 yards passing on 7 of 13 passing in terms of completions to attempts. Again, they go 4 wide, press coverage from Boyd. Turn, give to Weston, up the middle, and Connor Weston picks up a first down to the 25 as we reach the 2-minute warning. You're watching the SFL Minor League on YouTube. All right. I tell you, Mike, looking at that last play, the offensive guard Gus McGillicuddy, number 62, had a great block there to spring Weston for the first.
That's exactly what Weston needs to do. If he plans on getting positive yardage, he needs to be patient. He needs to follow his blocking, and that's what's going to allow him to raise his yards per carry.
St. Green completes it over the middle, but we call it a fumble. A fumble as Michael Potter made the reception. Then there was a hit, a fumble. Thomas Smith fell on the ball. Oh my goodness.
What a big hit by free safety Thomas Smith. The wide receiver made the catch, and in a split second, Smith blasted him. And right here, we're going to see Jason Williams very intelligently throwing the challenge flag. Let's see what R62 comes out of the booth with for this critical decision.
Actually, it's the booth review because it's inside of 2 minutes. As we take a look again, Porter, did he have reception long enough for it technically to be incomplete? I can't tell. The reactions are going to say it all.
Review, the receiver did have possession. It is therefore
And it looks like Albuquerque catches a break as they overturn the call on the field.
Early on in this game, Mr. Northrup, that could be the decisive call of the first half. That would have been a disaster if Adams had that call upheld.
Two tight ends to the same side, St. Green under center. It's 2nd and 10. Back to throw again, and this time it'll count out to Eagle Mondavi, who picks up 4 yards. And as we check the stats, I believe that is the first reception for Eagle on 3 targets.
Exactly correct, Colin. That is the first look for Eagle Mondavi. Good job by the offensive line. They gave St. Green the time that he needed. Mondavi took it out about 5 yards, 4 yards, cut it to the outside. Good looking play.
4 receivers in the formation as St. Green has a clean pocket to throw from, fires wide open over the middle, and this time hanging on to the catch is Eagle Mondavi once again. 1st and goal from the 10.
2 consecutive plays, 2 consecutive first downs. Nice job by St. Green and Mondavi. Look for this connection to start heating up.
Iggy Swift, the fullback, in front of Weston. Weston has 5 catches for over 41 yards. 1st and goal from the 10. St. Green, he'll just have to carry it forward himself. Picks up 3 yards as he was nearly sacked, but gets 3 yards out of the improvised scramble.
The big defensive line, JoJo Salizzi and Gary Burney, they came in from around the outside, hit St. Green from behind, but their momentum pushed them forward for a gain of 3.
Clock now under a minute to go. 2nd and 7. Here's the get of Weston, and Connor Weston tries to spin to the inside. We'll pick up 4 yards to the 3, setting up 3rd and goal. They got to be smart here. Mike back to throw. Throws it out. Iggy Swift. Oh, he went backwards. Oh, and that probably cost him a chance at a touchdown. He had an open alley. But it'll set up 3 points from Daco Sicario.
Just a chance where Iggy Swift might have been able to keep his body under control and stay in bounds. It looked like he had that next 3 yards to the goal line wide open, but couldn't control his momentum. They went out of bounds at the 4, and that'll bring up an opportunity for 3.
They actually marked him out of bounds at the 5. This will set up an opportunity for 3 points. And Taco's kick from 22 is up and good, so with 34 seconds left, it is now Boise 7, Albuquerque 3. As we go to the drive summary, real quick, that was a 9-point, 31-yard drive that ended up the field goal and broke a string of consecutive punts dating back to drive number 6 in the game.
I think that 9-play, 31-yard, 3-point field goal was the longest drive of the game, Colin.
Tied longest drive of the game. Boise also had a 5-play, 31-yard drive. And as far as Boise goes, they haven't had a drive longer than 7 plays, 27 yards. Let's see what the Mud Dogs do here. They line up under center. 2 tight ends on a balanced line. Here's the give on the counter to Fox Highwind. Has to go back the other way. But to gain no yards on the play as Albuquerque read that one like a book.
For the lack of offense these both teams have produced, you have to give credit to these defenses. They've really focused in, especially Albuquerque on Fox Highwind. They've given him absolutely nothing. 14 yards on 13 carries.
And that'll most likely be the last play. Nope, they get one more off, and it's a draw to Highwind, but he loses 2 yards. And that's the end of the first half. Boise in front 7-3. Albuquerque gets the ball first to start the second half. in a very defensive-minded struggle.
Certainly, Colin, if you like defense, this is the game for you. Right now, the difference in the game is the Clay Jones interception, and Fox Highwind, he was the beneficiary on the touchdown. He ran it in from about 5 or 6 yards out, and that's the only scoring that we really had for either team. Of course, the short field by Albuquerque, they went 9 plays, 31 yards, and that's how they put up their field goal.
81 total yards for Boise, 98 total yards for Albuquerque. And as you see, the pick by Clay Jones. Both quarterbacks are actually at the exact same yardage point. There's the Fox Highwind touchdown that has provided the difference so far. And Mike, what do both teams need to do in order to sort of open things up a little bit more?
I think they need to take advantage of the outside of the field. You've seen them try to run up the middle without any success. You've seen them try to throw up the middle. Passes have been interception, passes have been deflected. But when both teams have gone to the outside, that's where they've found most of their running room. That's where they have made most of their catches. I think if their teams make a bit of an adjustment and they try to use the sidelines to their advantage, that's where they'll find even more success.
Remember, Albuquerque gets the ball first because they kicked off to start the ball game. And it'll be interesting to see what happens from here. We got another, about 21 minutes of game action on the field. Quarters at 11 minutes to take place. Let's see what happens. Sammy Steele kicks it away. Fielded at the 5. And smacked down at his own 26. Is number 14 for Albuquerque, the return man.
Albuquerque's certainly going to have to get their wide receivers involved. Eagleman Davi, he had 2 catches. TJ Punk, he had another one. But certainly Carter Height and Michael Potter, they need to get into the action.
They do indeed. They'll start with 3 wide. St. Green goes on an out cut. Beautiful catch for a 4-yard pickup. That's Eagleman Davi's third on 5 targets.
Nice start to the second half. Eagleman Davi, he's their top receiver. He picks up 4.
Ball is marked on the 30. There's a look at Mondavi. St. Green under center. 3 wide receivers to the top. 1 man by himself to the bottom. Here to get to Connor Weston out of the spread box, and they will only pick up about 2 yards, set up a 3rd and 4. And for Boise, coming into the game, they were just a shade under 40% converting on 3rd down. Or Albuquerque, rather. The Adams have been 2 of 8.
Only 25% on 3rd down. If they want to win, that percentage needs to go up.
And they're looking for a man here, out of bounds. Out of bounds he goes, and it'll be another 3 and out. The catch again. And we'll start the second half off with a 3 and out and a punt.
Punt number 11 for this game. They tried to work the outside, but the pass just came a little late, and there wasn't enough room.
Like the idea, though. Let's see if they continue to go to that as the game goes on. Zayario returns it up to the 29. Fox Highwind uncharacteristically low, 10 yards in that first half running the ball. Looks like Spencer Gordon is going to have to carry more of the load.
Dare I say, Colin, next score, that might be the game, the points to win the game. Hopefully this starts to open up offensively.
Spencer Gordon under center. He's back to throw, fires over the middle, and a slant cut, but it was dropped by Mark Martin, who was covered tightly by two defenders.
Spencer Gordon trying to fit the thread through the needle. Not enough room, and great play by the DB to knock that one down.
There's Carson Miller, the linebacker. He's certainly been busy today with 3 impactful tackles. Bunch formation to the bottom. Dime defense from Albuquerque. Gordon drops all the way back 7 yards, fires over the middle, and is complete to number 82, Virgil Dent, who picks up yardage to the 36 to set up a 3rd and 4.
Good looking play by the Boise Mud Dogs. Spencer Gordon got good protection, fired it down the middle of the field, and number 82, Virgil Dent, he picks up 6.
Sets him up with a 3rd and 4 as more open. With this distance being the yards needed. Here to get the Fox Highwind. He breaks the tackle. I don't know if he got it. He looked like he was up 3 yards. He gained about 3 yards before he knocked back. Oh, and they'll say it's less than a chest hair away.
Great job by this Albuquerque Adams defense. I thought Fox Highwind might be able to break it as he got away from the first defender, but Dayton Rhodes came up from his free safety position and he stopped Fox Highwind inches from gaining the yardage to go.
The punt's away. Fielded. And returned up to the 30-yard line. And Mike St. Green is out for another series.
The Albuquerque Adams, I think they're going to try and get Connor Weston the ball. He hasn't been able to get anything going in the first half, but they got to keep sticking with their game plan and let him get rolling.
Here's the stretch play wide to Weston. He'll lose 3 yards. On the play, tackle made by number 96, JoJo Salizzi, the weak side defensive end.
Boise knows exactly where the ball is going. They know that the Adams are going to keep feeding Weston, and JoJo Salizzi out of East Brunswick, New Jersey was all over that.
4-3 defense from Boise. They shift the linebackers over. Oh, looks like somebody jumped early. We got a free play over the middle. Pass is complete to the tight end, Punk. Let's see if they decline the penalty or take the yardage.
Neutral zone infraction, number 96, defense.
Oh, looks like JoJo Salizzi trying to get ahead of the count. Jumped off just a beat early. Looks like Albuquerque will decline and Punk's reception will count. Pickup of about, I'd say my best guesstimate is 7.
JoJo Salizzi coming off of the adrenaline and making a big play prior to that one. Got caught jumping a little early.
3rd down and 3. St. Green fires out to Weston. Has to outrun the linebacker and does for the 1st down. As Mike is now up to 91 yards passing, and Weston's been an invaluable outlet out of the backfield for Mike.
Slowly but surely, these Adams are just chipping away at the big-time iceberg. Nothing pretty, nothing exciting, but they pick up another 4 yards, and that'll move the sticks.
Very workmanlike, as again they go with the pulling guard play, and Connor Weston is blown up in the backfield by number 22, Ricky Thornton, the cornerback.
Ricky Thornton out of L.A., the cornerback. He leaves his wide receiver when they saw the ball handed off to Weston. Came up, and he blasted Weston.
Now they go 2 receivers to the top. St. Green goes to the top side, and he finds his tight end. No, he finds Michael Potter there for his first reception. Sets up a 3rd and 6. I'm going to say that was a catch of 4 yards.
Albuquerque needs to get these wide receivers involved. That's the first catch for Potter. It's a gain of 4.
Play action fake by St. Green. Has to step up in the pocket, but down he goes. In the backfield, number 92. Buggy Mosley, a teammate of yours in Chicago, Mikey, with a sack.
Great job by Buggy Mosley. I know him. He's a great guy, and he's fired up for today's game. He wants to get the Mud Dogs to win number 4 and keep their playoff hopes alive. Good job by the secondary, and Mosley comes up with a big play.
Punt is fielded by Iario, who makes an evasive action spin maneuver, gets him up to the 23. And for Boise, they continue to hold serve just when it looked like Albuquerque was starting to figure things out.
Couple of successful drives. It's very tough when you're playing defense to stop the offense every single time, but Boise did a good job. They only gave up 1 first down in that drive, and now they find themselves with the ball back with 6 minutes left to go in the third.
Blitz being shown by Albuquerque. Here's a sprint draw end off the Fox Highland, and he cannot find room. In fact, gets tackled behind the line for a loss of 1. Roland Parrott, his second tackle, his first TFL recorded.
Great job by Roland Parrott. He's been involved in this game, and both teams are selling out on the run.
Two tight ends up on its line. Cherry close. High wind deep. High wind on the counter. Found an opening to the 29 where he'll get tackled to set up a 3rd and 4.
Fox Highwind finally finds some room. He's able to pick up 7. Let's see if he gets it again.
3rd down and 4. Albuquerque, Boise rather, is 2 of 9 on 3rd down. Gordon back to throw. Out cut. Oh, they say he's just a yard short. He needed 4 yards and he got 3. Charlie Sweets comes up just a bit short.
Not a bad idea by the Boise Mud Dogs. Spencer Gordon looked like he had enough time to get that one out quickly. Mark Martin cut his route off short by a yard. And cornerback Cameron Shaw came up, made a nice play.
Albuquerque takes it over their own 35, and well, I call it the momentum meter. Hasn't moved too much so far this game.
If my buddy Rick Northrup was analyzing this game, Colin, where would the Rick meter stand now?
It would be at the neutral position with a cloudy outlook.
Has it moved?
1st and 10 from the 35. St. Green fires over the middle. We got a flag down. We got to check the flag as the pass is incomplete. Looked like it might have been a hold. And yes, my suspicions are confirmed. But it is a defensive hold on Gary Marks, the linebacker. Got a fistful of jersey as he was out covering somebody. Sets up Albuquerque with better field position.
The only thing right now that's going to kill the Boise Mud Dogs are mistakes. And if they keep committing penalties to allow the Adams to gain positive yardage and move up the field, the Adams will take it.
Now the ball's marked at the 40-yard line. Here's to get to Connor Weston on a dive up the middle, and Weston will pick up 6 yards to the 46. And for Weston, he's got 16 carries for 28 yards, but he's been getting 6 catches for 48 yards, so he's made more of an impact in the passing game than a running game. He's in the offset I formation, 3 wide. Madavi in the slot. Here's the give off to Weston. Weston spins out across the middle, breaks a tackle to Gary Marks, and gets knocked down at the Mud Dog 40, his best run of the day.
His best run of the day by far. He picks up 14 yards. He was patient. He let the tackle, Big Hawk Huntington, in his first game lead the way. And now the Adams are starting to move the ball. This is what the fans came to see.
Things are about to get real interesting. Ball is on the Mud Dog 40-yard line. Two tight ends to the weak side of formation. They go the opposite way. And Connor Weston picks up a yard. Digger Graves on the tackle. And I see Tim Hackett, your usual broadcast partner in the chat, Mikey. He's all excited that his buddy is calling this game.
Glad to see my buddy Tim the Hacksaw Hackett today at the game. He always gets me fired up.
4 wide receivers in the gun for St. Green. Turns, gives to Weston on a dive up the middle. Will only pick up a yard. Sets up a 3rd and 8, and this is critical momentum time.
Big play here for both teams. The Adams want to keep their drive alive. They're going to have to come up with something. They're probably going to put it on the arm of Mike St. Green. Let's see if he can find an open receiver.
He's back to throw out a gun. Slant cut over the middle. First down. Best throw today for St. Green. Over the middle. Catch made by Michael Potter.
Michael Potter, he's received 2 targets, 1 on the last drive and 1 right there. And that's the best pass that Mike St. Green has thrown all day long. And it comes at a good time, 3rd and 8. They keep their drive alive, and they're in the red zone.
They got 1st and 10 from the 20. Clock ticking on, approaching under 2 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. St. Green changes the play. He's back to throw. Fires an outcut. Spinning catch, pick up for 5 yards. Eagle Mondavi, his 4th.
Eagle Mondavi is today's leading receiver with 4 catches. Mike St. Green, he's starting to feel it. That's 2 consecutive passes that he's completed, and the Adams collect another 5 yards.
119 yards, 16 of 24 passing is St. Green. He does have the 1 pick, but he's been heating up as of late. Connor Weston up the middle to the 14-yard line. Graves again on the tackle. That's the 2nd time we called his name on this drive. Setting up a 3rd and 4 from the 14.
Another critical 3rd down. This is the Adams' best looking drive of the afternoon. They need to pick it up here. They don't want anything less than 7.
Here to get to Weston. He cannot get the 1st down. In fact, he lost a yard. Nick Rhodes with a brilliant tackle and run support. And Taco Sicario will come on for another field goal.
Terrific job by Nick Rhodes. He's come up with some really nice plays, stopping the Adams offense on 3rd down. It'll bring out Sicario. They'll most likely cut it to 1, but the Adams, they wanted the touchdown there. Points are slim in this game.
High snap, and Sicario's kick from 32 is good, so he's made of the 22-yarder and a 32-yarder. And P.J. Slaughter, the backup quarterback, doing a nice job on the hold. As you see him catch the ball on the snap from center. Drive summary, according to Stephen Hacker, 10 plays, 56 yards. Longest drive of the game in terms of both plays and yards for either team.
That's the ironic thing, Colin. Both of these teams haven't been able to get anything going offensively. Albuquerque's had 2 drives that have been the best of the game. One of 9 plays, another one of 10, but they only have 6 points to show for it, and they're down by 1.
Matt Ario returns the kickoff to the 31. And if you're Boise, I would say the momentum is starting to slip away from you a little bit.
If they can't put together points here, I would agree.
Spencer Gordon is in the gun. He's back to throw. Has a man open. That's Charlie Sweets. His second reception. He picks up 6 yards. And that's up a 2nd and 4 as we wind under 25 seconds and counting in this quarter. Might get one more play off. There's Spencer Gordon. So far, Mr. Gordon is 11 of 18 for 88 yards. He's under center. Has 3 tight ends. He's back to throw. Fires down the middle. Dropped. It is dropped. I think that was Bill Cherry. I'm not quite certain. But it would have been enough for a first. Sets up a 3rd and 4 instead.
I think you're exactly correct, calling on the call. Fullback Bill Cherry, he doesn't get too involved in the passing game. He might have gotten caught off a bit off surprise, and he wasn't able to hang on to that pass. Gordon put it right where he needed to be. And right now it brings up 3rd and 4, critical.
Gordon. Open ball. Instead it's intercepted. Intercepted by Cameron Shaw. His first pick of the day. And oh man, Spencer Gordon tried to go for the whole ball of wax, but instead got burned.
Tough play for the Boise Mud Dogs. I think Gordon might have been a little frustrated with the previous drop by fullback Bill Cherry, trying to make something happen, trying to go deep to his wide receiver, and Cameron Shaw read the route, jumped up, and picked it off.
7-6 Boise in front of Albuquerque, but the Adams will start the 4th quarter with the ball. 1st and 10 on their own 39-yard line. Mike St. Green under center. Back to throw. Looking for punt. He finds him and he got the first down as he carries a couple defenders past the mark.
Cameron Shaw just gave the Adams new life on the road. Mike St. Green, he's completed his last 3 passes, and that's a good-looking laser right over the middle of the field to TJ Punk. That picks up 10.
Three-man backfield. They'll throw it out to Swift, who this time makes the catch and turns upfield, but only for a pickup of 1 and knock him down at the 50. Digger Graves again involved on the tackle. And I'm getting a notice from Stephen Hackard. There's been 15 punts in this game, 10 3-and-outs.
And somehow the crowd is still here.
Weak eye formation, 2 receivers to the bottom. Weston gets the carry on 2nd down, and he won't get past the line of scrimmage. He is up to 47 yards on 21 carries. Gary Marks, boy, he's racked up some tackles today, man. That's his 2nd one. This guy has been involved in a lot of plays today.
Linebackers of the Boise Mud Dogs, they're very strong. Gary Marks, he's one of the top leaders in tackles for the SFL Miners, and he picks up another one right there.
Hey, to throw it out to Weston on 3rd and 9, has to run a long way. Picks up 6 yards, but it'll still be 3 yards short of sticks. St. Green tried to go deep down the field, couldn't find anyone. And the 11th punt coming up of the ball game. The 16th punt, rather. I was thinking of the 11th 3-and-out.
11 3-and-outs, 16 punts in this ball game. But we've got a nail biter. It's only 1 point. Great job by Boise.
All this ball's bouncing, and it gets down inside the 10, and they'll mark it at the 5. McCullen with a brilliant job to run that down before it gets into the end zone.
Another great job by punter Ralph Bennington. He's put 2 inside the 5 today.
Spencer Gordon will start backed up inside his own 5-yard line. 1st and 10, Bill Cherry, the fullback, in front of Fox Highwind. Here's the give on that counter play. We've seen it work a lot, and this time it'll pick up 9 yards to the 13. Highwind up to 29 yards, does have the 1 touchdown to his name.
Fox Highwind, he ties his longest run of the game. He's only had one for 9 yards, and he picks up another 9 there. They'll start 2nd and 1 from the Boise 13.
Again, they got 3 tight ends. Delaney Nash is the farthest one on the opposite side of the line of scrimmage. To go to Fox Highwind. He broke a tackle, but it's good enough to pick up a first down. He got about 3 yards. He needed 1.
Fox Highwind, he kept the legs moving. He got caught up behind the offensive line. He was able to get to the outside, and he picks up the first down.
Well, we'll come into the chat. New Fort Worth Toros quarterback Xander Gold. Glad you're still around, my friend. As Fox Highwind will pick up 2 yards up the middle, the 2nd and 8. Tackle made by Bear.
Welcome back to the SFL, Mr. Gold. He goes from the New Orleans Pharaohs over to the expansion Fort Worth Toros. Good luck to you, sir.
I formation. Here's the give on the counter to Highwind. Has to weave his way around, but will lose yardage as a result. Chad Nevels in on hard tackle there on Highwind.
We've called the cornerback, strong safety's name, Chad Nevels, a couple of times. That play, they tried to string it to the outside, and Fox Highwind couldn't find any room to cut up the field. Nevels came in, and he knocked down Highwind for a loss.
Here is Gordon, has a clean pocket, fires down the middle. Delaney Nash's 2nd reception of the game is good enough for a pickup of that 10, which is good enough for a first.
Great looking pass by Spencer Gordon. That play took a little time to develop. They needed to pick up 10. They got 11. And Delaney Nash keeps this drive moving forward.
There is Nash. Lined up as the tight end to the top of the picture as they go heavy. I think there's an extra tackle, and there's Fox Highwind up the middle. Will pick up 6 yards by himself.
Check that count. I think that might have been Fox Highwind's backup, number 39, Gus McAfee, with his first carry, and he picks up 6.
So Highwind gets a bit of a breather as McAfee gets the carry. 2nd and 4. Here's the give on the counter. It's McAfee again, and Gus McAfee with the first legs is loose all the way to the Albuquerque 42-yard line.
Gus McAfee, the backup halfback for the Boise Mud Dogs. Where have you been all afternoon?
His fresh legs carved through the middle hole. Chad Nevels stops what probably might have been a touchdown. And Spencer Gordon, he's in the catbird seat. Lines up 1st and 10. Mark Martin split very tight to the line of scrimmage. Here's a throw down the middle for Bill Cherry, who dropped the ball. Although, to be fair, he was in a crowd. 2nd and 10.
Good looking pass by Spencer Gordon. 2 looks to Cherry, 2 drops. He'll be lucky if he gets another pass thrown his way again.
He tried to go down the middle of the field. Again, they go split pro, twins to the bottom. And Gordon over the middle, caught by Martin, who made a nice spin move and got him enough room for first down. Spencer Gordon is coming through in the clutch late.
Good looking play by the Boise Mud Dogs. The Adams were in a nickel package, left the middle of the field wide open as the linebackers dropped back in coverage. And the big number 15 wide receiver, Mark Martin, makes a spin move. He picks up another first down, and Boise's on the Albuquerque 31.
Gordon now up over 100 yards. He's at 108 with that last completion. He's now looking at a 4-wide set. Dime defense out of Albuquerque. Back to throw to the sideline. This pass is complete to Charlie Sweets. 5 yards to the 26, and that clock continues to run. And for Sweets, that is his 4th catch for 19 yards with a long of 6. You know, he's not getting a lot of yards, but he's making them count.
Right now, the Boise Mud Dogs putting together their best drive of the afternoon.
2nd and 5. Here's the give out the middle. That's Fox Highwind. He's got fresh legs. Picks up the first down to the 19. So he saw what his backup McAfee did with those 2 carries and says, maybe I can do that too.
The hole opened up big. Highwind followed right behind his big fullback, Bill Cherry. He might not be able to block, but catch, but a nice block by Cherry to open up the hole. And Highwind picks up another first down. Albuquerque, can you believe it or not? They're on their heels. Boise's got it on the 18. It's 1st and 10.
Gordon under center. Highwind is the single back. They're letting this play clock run down a bit. Here's the stretch play to Highwind, and he picks up a yard. Interesting note here. I think the momentum is firmly on Boise's side. Even if they get 3 points here, I think that will put them more in control than they are at the moment.
Albuquerque's going to have to keep Boise to 3 points, because if the Mud Dogs score here, I'm not sure this game's going to allow the Adams to get back in.
Here's the counter play to Highwind. He was held up in the backfield, and he got blown up by Carson Miller, the linebacker. It's Mustafa Camu was. Oh, Mustafa Camu was the one who ultimately hit him, not Miller. Miller held him up in the backfield. My bad.
Yeah, big Carson Miller and Mufasa Camu. He's the big dog out of Honolulu, Hawaii. Nice tackle there for a loss.
3rd down and 12. Ball on the Albuquerque 20. Short. Sprint draw. Highwind's got room, and Fox will get to the 17. Not enough for a first down, but it'll put him in a position to try a field goal from the leg of Sammy Steele.
Of course, the Mud Dogs wanted to come away with 7, but I like the play call by Robert Garrett to be conservative. Didn't take any chances to allow Gordon to throw an interception. They kept it on the ground to Highwind, and that'll give them the opportunity for a field goal and go up by 7.
2-minute warning here from Boise. Mud Dogs looked at add 3 points coming out of 2-minute warning. They lead by 1, 7-6. Sammy Steele, left-footed kicker, will nail this one right down the middle from 33 yards. It's now a 10-6 game.
Best drive of the afternoon for Boise, Colin.
If you like defensive football, this game is for you. That was a 15-play, 74-yard drive, topping Albuquerque's field goal drive of 10 plays, 56 yards. Sammy Steele kicks it off. And his turn is fielded up the middle. I believe that is Connor Hyatt. Carter Hyatt, I'm not sure. Oh, that's Barley, the reserve receiver. My bad. 1st and 10 for Albuquerque. They have all 3 timeouts, a minute 52.
And I need to backtrack my previous comments, Colin. My math is always off. I thought that if the Mud Dogs had scored a touchdown, that would have put them up by 7. But the Adams were able to hold them to 3, and a touchdown for Albuquerque allows them to put up 7 and go up by 3 for a last-second win. My apologies.
The incomplete pass as St. Green was hit hard on the play. It'll be 2nd and 10. Minute 48 to go in the game. Second and 10 from their own 25. Back to throw is St. Green. Has a clean pocket to throw. The fires over the middle. It's intercepted. Oh my goodness. Out of the air. Thomas Smith grabs that one as it was bobbled by the receiver. We'll see who it was on that play. Oh my goodness. It looked like Barley was the man who bobbled it around. Incomplete. I thought initially, but instead it was picked off.
Huge turn of events for both of these teams. I thought Barley was going to come up with a magnificent diving play. It went off the top of his arm. And right there, the Boise Mud Dogs come up with a critical turnover.
Finnegan with the stop, but I believe the Adams jumped offside. Yes, it was number 58, Mike Baker. That's a snap ahead, just a smidge ahead of the snap count there.
Big Mike Baker, he's 6'4", 316 pounds. Frustration is starting to set in after that turnover. Time's ticking away, and Baker jumped offside.
Sets up a 1st and 5. Give to Highland on the stretch, and Fox will pick up 2 yards as Albuquerque starts to burn their timeouts. They have 2 with 1:35 left.
The Albuquerque Adams, after that costly turnover, their backs against the wall. They need to preserve as much time as they possibly can. They need to stop Boise here and get the ball back right away.
It is absolutely critical that they do so. Here's the handoff, and a stop in the backfield. Loss of a few more.
At this point, I think Boise's content keeping the ball on the ground. They're forcing the Adams to burn their timeouts. And if the Mud Dogs can pick up a 1st down on this play, that might be all she wrote.
Martin, the receiver, tight to the formation. Blitz being shown. Counter play. Highland has room, but he will not get there. He'll be 2 yards short. And Boise will be forced to kick another field goal from Sammy Steele.
Dayton Rhodes may have just saved the Albuquerque Adams with that tackle. It's 4th and 2. It's going to bring up a 47-yard field goal, and that's not going to be easy.
And they're lining up to go for it. I don't know what's going on here.
Robert Garrett Jr.
No, they were trying to draw him, but they couldn't. So they burned one of their timeouts. Kind of risky anyways, considering a field goal would pretty much cinch it here.
It's not an easy make from 47 yards. That's going to be a tough kick for Sammy Steele. But I like the way that Robert Garrett Jr. is thinking. Maybe pick up a cheap 1st down and keep the drive alive with a jump off sides. He's lucky his offensive line didn't get called for a false start.
Sammy Steele. Drive 47-yard field goal from about center hash. And the field goal is up, and it is good from 47.
Sammy Steele puts the Mud Dogs up by 7. That kick was huge.
It's now 13-6. And Cameron Craven is in the chat, and he says, is this coach mode play? No, it's actually a CPU versus CPU with playbooks inputted by real people, as the coaches do every week here in the Simulation Football League Minor League. As the Adams will get it up to the 28. A minute 18 left. They have no timeouts, and they have to get 7 points. I don't know if they can do it.
Clock management's going to be critical for Jason Williams' squad. Let's see what Mike St. Green and this offense has. They're going to need to strike quick.
Here's St. Green to throw. He had a man open, but he dropped the ball. The man who dropped the ball was number 86, Cedric Wild, who was wide open.
I really can't believe what I just saw. The Boise Mud Dogs forgot about backup wide receiver Cedric Wild. He was wide open. And I think when he looked ahead of him, he saw the open green pastures, and he lost his concentration and couldn't hang on.
That's an unfortunate break there. They go 4 wide this time. 2nd and 10, clock stopped, minute 13. 7-step drop from Grant Green, and down he goes! He lost 9 yards back to his 19.
Joe Shalizzi on the sack.
Again, they go with a similar play down the middle, and it looks like no, they didn't pick up the first down. Oh my goodness, Michael Potter almost got all the yardage back. He got 18 and a half, he needed 19. Now he's changing the play, clock is winding away.
St. Green's got to hurry up.
I don't know what he's doing. Back to throw is St. Green. Over the middle. Intercepted. Clay Jones, his 2nd pick of the day. And oh man, you gotta feel for poor Mike St. Green.
Clay Jones began the game with picking off Mike St. Green, and he ends the game with picking off Mike St. Green. That'll put the nail in the Albuquerque Adams coffin.
Ball is marked at the 34. And the Boise Mud Dogs keep their playoff hopes alive. And for the Albuquerque Adams, they're going to lament looking back at this game. Probably, Mikey, is the one that got away.
They certainly had the opportunities to come away and steal this road win to go to 4-3. But unfortunately, they weren't able to move the ball. And Clay Jones, for me, I think he might get my player of the game vote today, Colin.
Oh, he's certainly worthy of getting player of the game. Spencer Gordon put up an efficient day, but I think it's got to be Clay Jones' award to win. Final score, 13-6. Boise defeats Albuquerque at home. And as we look at the stats, despite 202 yards of total offense, it's the 3 turnovers that ultimately cost Albuquerque the game.
That's usually what it comes down to when you come down and you're playing a critical swing game like this that determines the fate of your season. The defenses, they're very, very stout. They're tough to move the ball against. And today, the home team, Boise Mud Dogs and Clay Jones, stepped up big time.
Spencer Gordon finishes with 112 yards passing. There's Gus McAfee ripping off a big run. Fox Highwind finished with 47 yards on 20 carries. Did have that 1 touchdown. But Mike St. Green, this play right here, if that isn't the epitome of bad luck in sports, I don't know what is. Sammy Steele made a couple of field goals.
I could see Fox Highwind by default just through getting that touchdown maybe being player of the game. But the real difference maker, that man right there, Clay Jones, with 2 critical interceptions, he was the difference.
Let's see who it is. The player of the game is Thomas Smith, who had the 1 interception, but they didn't get Clay Jones. I'm sorry, he had a great game, 9 tackles, and 1 pick. But why? Why? Clay Jones had the game sealing pick and the game's first pick. Come on. Well, for those of us at the Simulation Football League, this is Colin Northrup. Stephen Hacker was our statistician. Thank you so much, Stephen. Mike and Proto was the analyst for this week. Enjoy the rest of the games, everyone. It should be a fun Week 7 in the SFL Minor League. Good day.